it's Lindy. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 6 unconventional study methods. This video is so kindly sponsored by Course Hero. I'm so thankful to them for giving me this opportunity and for giving me a way to talk to you guys about studying, which is not something I have really ever delved into on here. You might realize I'm not at school right now. This is not my dorm, this is my home behind me. I'm home this weekend and I used these 6 different little tips in one way or another to get all my work done for last week and this upcoming week so that I can come home this weekend and spend some time with my family. So as the title promises, these are unconventional methods. These aren't things like rewrite your notes, highlight something, you know? It's like, okay, well, we know how to do that. We're bored. We don't want to. So I have my personal methods as someone who doesn't love to study. I'm gonna just say it. I don't love to study. So these are methods that I use that kind of help me get it done. So tip number 1 is something I have been doing since high school, and it is to set the scene, which sounds kind of dumb, but I will explain it. For me, I always don't want to study, I'm stressed out, whatever. Most of the time, the stressors aren't necessarily studying, but are my study space. So if you study in the library, I have like some tips for you on that. I'm more of a study in my room type of person. I always have been that kind of way, I don't know. If my room is messy, my space is a mess, it makes me not want to study, and that honestly puts my entire mood in the trash. So if I can clean up my area, set my space a little bit better, if I'm at home, I'll light a candle. If I'm at school, I turn on my little wax warmer to get a nice smell going. Turn on, like if you have little twinkly lights, turn those on. That all just kind of makes me feel better, which then helps me want to study and feel more engaged in my studying. If I'm at the library or if I'm at home, but like you can't light a candle in the library, you turn on your twinkly lights, but if you're in the library, I always like to take out my books or get my stuff pulled up in my computer, whatever it is that I need. Lay out some pretty pens, lay out a cute notebook. That always kind of makes me feel better and like it's less of a chore and more of like a fun thing that I want to do. I am a habitual listener of that lo-fi study beats on YouTube with that girl that's like sitting there, you know what I'm talking about, you know the girl. That's my video. I always listen to when I study. Find your study soundtrack, find what it is that makes you feel at peace, but also not distracted, because that can be hard, and that happens to me all the time, and I cannot study if there's words happening, you know? Alright, number 2. This one came into play majorly last week, and that is to make goals. Set goals for yourself. If you know when I finish this assignment or when I finish this paper, I can do A, B, C, you know, whatever, you will be so much more inclined to do them. Because if you're just like, I don't know, for me, I felt like I was getting stuck in the redundancy of always, I'm just gonna have more assignments, and once I get through this week, it's actually not gonna be better. I'm just gonna be more stressed out. But I like to set myself little goals, like, okay, if you can go home after class and finish this paper, then you can go out to dinner with your friends. Or for me, it was, if you can get all of this work done, then you don't have to be stressed out and you can go home and have a good weekend with your family and friends. Number 3. This is something that I also did last week, and if you know me personally, my roommate can attest, this was the craziest thing I have ever done, and that is waking up super early. I'm not an early riser at all. I was kind of feeling like my studying just wasn't getting done, okay? And I think that was because my brain was not active at midnight to 2 a.m. Like, that's not my best time to study, you know? Even though that's what I was telling myself it was. It's not. So I woke up not super early. I mean, it was like 6:30. It's like not very early to most people. But I woke up at 6:30, and that gave me so much more time in the day, and I actually got a lot done. Like, that was my most productive day. Waking up that early, having time to myself when it's kind of quiet outside still and the fall weather has just kind of hit, it like rejuvenated me and got me really in the spirit of studying and like being academic, you know? Sometimes you have to get in the spirit of things because it's not already there. That's me. This gives you more time in the day. Your brain's more active. You might not think you're more active in the morning. I don't think that I am most of the time. But I got up, made myself some coffee, made myself a hot tea as well because it was a little chilly in the morning. And that really got me in the spirit of things, and I got my work done, and I had way more time in the day. So, would recommend. Honestly, 10 out of 10, good time waking up. Tip number 4 is to use your resources. I've been utilizing Course Hero for these last like few weeks, and it has changed the game. You know when you take that first test of the year, and you're like, okay, that was just the first test, and now I know how to study. And then like you don't change how you studied, and you're like, okay, well why did I think I was gonna improve when I'm doing the same thing as I was doing from day one? I'm over here getting B's, that's me, I'm like, I'm good, B's, whatever. But what would it be like if I was to amp it up a little bit, get an A? Well, that's where using your resources comes in. Course Hero is a website with over 30 million study resources. I'm talking every subject, not just your basics. They got everything. They have practice problems, videos, notes, example videos. Well, I just said that, but you know what I'm saying? If you can find study guides on there for your topic or idea, subject, whatever, address things a little bit differently, it will give you a 360-degree view of that topic. If you can understand a topic inside and out by using different resources, then you are going to be the most prepared person come test day. If you've created some like original note sheet, original document of your own that has helped you study and you upload it to Course Hero, then you have free access to the website. So hit that up if you have your own kind of stuff that helped you study. Between you and me, Course Hero has a sweepstakes going on until December 15th where you can win a $50,000 cash prize. Did you hear me? That's a lot of dollars. I would like to have those dollars. To enter the sweepstakes, add 10 original study documents of your own to Course Hero. I'll have the link for Course Hero down below, so hit them up, make that a goal to really integrate that into your study routine. Also, I'll have the sweepstakes link down below. Let's make that a goal to win $50,000. That can help you pay off your tuition, your loans. Also, other prizes include a new laptop or flight and hotel packages. Number 5 is to make a list of all the things you need to do. And you're probably like, duh, next. And I understand that. So I always get stressed out in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I'm so stressed, I have so much to do, I cannot do this. Well, then my mom is like, what is it? And I tell her, and it's like 3 things, and then I'm kind of embarrassed, and I'm like, oh, well, it's not that bad, I'll be fine. So sometimes when I get really stressed out, I'm like, what is it exactly that I need to do? So I'll get out my planner, or just a piece of paper, or my notes on my phone. I do this a lot. Or if I'm stressed in class, I'll like do it on my notes on my computer. Anyway, that's off topic. And I'll write out a list of everything I need to get done that day, that afternoon, whatever it may be. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's 2 things and it'll take me an hour. So I'm always like, why was I so stressed? But when it's just up here in my head, I get worried. But if I can write it out and see it, I'm like, it's really not that bad. And this doesn't have to be just homework too. Like, I'll write out other things I need to get done in my life. I'll be like, well, I also need to get laundry done. So it's like, okay, I have an assignment, I have laundry, and I need to clean my room. And then when I write it out, I'm like, I can do that. I can handle those things. But in my head, I'm like, the world is imploding. All right, tip number 6. And this is to teach the lesson or the idea or the concept to somebody else. This always helps me to like really solidify information in my head. If you feel kind of iffy on something and you can talk through it with someone else, a friend who's not in your major, your mom, call your mom and be like, we learned this thing, or I'm trying to memorize this idea and this is what it is, and try to explain it to them in a way that would make sense to them. And if you can get yourself to a point where you understand a concept to the point of being able to explain it to somebody else who had no prior knowledge of that concept, then you're like pretty much good to go, because I feel like once you can teach it, you fully understand it and you learn every aspect of it. If you are watching this video to procrastinate studying, subscribe to me, give this video a thumbs up, comment that you're doing that, and then close out of this tab and start studying. But not until those tasks are complete. Also sign up for Course Hero. Okay, bye.